Welcome, everyone. This is the Air Conservation Commission meeting, Thursday, August 27th, 2020. And welcome to all of you out there in Zoom land. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
The only thing I was going to suggest is when we did the agenda originally, we didn't think anybody from New England Power Company would need to be present, so we put that towards the end. Since this is now their third time attending a meeting, we might want to move that up since Ms. Millman is going to be present.
Right, but she knows she's near the end of the agenda, so
no problem.
She's planning on arriving later.
Okay, good.
So, motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The approval of meeting minutes from our last meeting.
Mark, you said you had a problem with the page numbers?
Yeah, it kept coming up as 9 of 1, 8 of 1, 7 of 1, 6 of 1. I don't.
Oh, because on mine it's normal.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Just somehow or another the way the footer's coming in on mine thing or whatever. But okay, as long as it isn't, then we're good.
Yeah. And then the other thing you wanted, I added a phrase per your suggestion to page 4. You just wanted me to add a little clarification. So, so I changed in the section under Mr. Bedurtha's comments. I said he first made clear that contrary to what Mr. Hillier implied, Mr. Hillier does not own the property across which he is accessing his property to park cars. Does that handle your question?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
Any other comments? Motion to approve the meeting minutes as written, as amended.
So moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. Accounts payable?
We've got two. The pond treatment from Solitude for task number 1, which was the pre-treatment survey, surfaced, and it's an invoice for $2,250.
It surfaced?
Well, if you could see the desk in the Conservation Commission office, you would understand.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was for how much?
$2,250.
Okay. Any discussion? Motion to
Joey, you
approve.
said that was just for the survey?
Yes.
So is there a motion to approve to pay Solitude for the survey amount of $2,250?
So moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes. Chairman votes aye. And you have something else?
I have just newly arrived today is the the invoice from Ecotech for work to date on Air Solar 2B of $7,039.79.
How much cents?
79.
17 cents. Okay. Any discussion?
That's just a bill for work to date through like what date, Joanne?
The 25th of August.
So the meter's still running?
Yes.
And
And how much is left in the budget, in their contract?
Uh, George, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember what the contract was for.
Okay,
But I will look it up.
Joanne, is it just for Ecotech? Is it for all the subs also?
Well, since all the subs are being billed under the Ecotech contract, this is it's for all the subs work also.
Okay. All right. I was just kind of wondering. We're not expecting to see them separately, right? So that makes sense. Okay.
Right.
any other comments? Discussion? No? So motion to approve paying Ecotech the sum of $7,039.79 for services to date.
so moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. That's it for accounts payable?
That's it.
All righty. All right, the first item this evening is a public hearing, continued notice of intent at 0 Washington Street. Air Solar 2B, DEP file number 100-0444. And Kyle, I see you here. Do you have any additional information for us?
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I don't have any additional information. We received some updated comments from Neo Virtus on August. Oh, I'm sorry. It was delivered on August 25th, dated August 13th. So we got that on Tuesday around 4 o'clock. So we're formulating response. It generally looks like the analysis pointing out what we had provided before initially with the initial application. So we are looking forward to addressing the rest of the comments from Ecotech to get that in so that we would be ready with peer review on the next hearing, September 10th. I would like to be able to advance this quickly. George, to answer your question, the original Ecotech proposal is for $10,680, so there's still some money left on that meter. And I don't want to take any more of the commission's busy night. That's all I have.
All right, well, thank you, sir. Is there any discussion? So do we have a motion to continue the public hearing notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Air Solar 2B, DEP file number 100-0444 until September 10th?
So moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right. The next item this evening is a public hearing continued of the ANRAD off Wright Road, DEP file number 100-0445. And good evening, sir.
Good evening, Commissioners. Seth Donahoe with Ducharme and Dillis. We spoke a couple weeks ago regarding commencing the peer review. Joanne has been nice enough to forward us 3 proposals that she's received. And we have a pretty good price range in those. Obviously, the applicant would be most interested in moving forward with the most economical one, but we're happy to hear your considerations on it as well.
All righty, thank you. Any discussion from the commission?
You know, the only thing I would say is the Ecotech one, unlike the others, offered to also present a draft sketch. of,
Sorry, that you would like for them to,
no, I was just noting on the Ecotech one, they, unlike the other two submissions, they also included drafting a sketch plan depicting any recommended revised wetland flagging, as well as the approximate locations of any vernal pools. So that just looked like an extra to me, which was good.
and Ecotech was the least expensive
Yeah.
by far. So any other discussion from commissioners? Comments from anyone listening?
I noted that SWCA was going to give us a digital plan, which I thought was more than we needed. I think Ecotech is just giving us just what we need. And price is right, so I'm happy with them.
How do the rest of the commissioners feel about Ecotech?
Fine moving forward with them.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with them also. I think some of the work we've seen in the past I've been pretty pleased with. And I think, as George said, I didn't pick up on that, but yeah, the digital piece, yeah, probably maybe a little bit more expensive than we need.
Jess, how do you feel?
I'm in favor of that as well.
Right. I'm in favor of Ecotech as well. So, do we make a motion to approve Ecotech for the contract?
So moved.
Second?
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. So you'll be in touch with Ecotech, Joanne?
Yes, I will, and then Ecotech and Seth and I can coordinate a field visit.
That's agreeable. And I'll just need to get my client's approval. And we can get the monies forwarded to the town for that.
All right, that's good, and we have a process of setting up a revenue account and an expense account, and I'll take care of that end of it.
Okay. So if my client has any objections, I'll let you know right away. But being that that's the most economical one, I don't see why you would.
Great. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your consideration.
You bet. Thank you, Seth. All right, so, are we make a motion to continue? Is that what we do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, motion to continue the public hearing, ANRAD off Wright Road, DEP file number 100-0445 until September 10th.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion from anyone? No. George, how do you vote? George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. Alrighty. Next item this evening is the continued public hearing notice of intent 0 Taft Street. No DEP file number. Do we have anyone here?
Gosh, I don't see anyone here.
No.
But we're moving along so quickly, maybe he's just not here yet.
Okay. So,
And we do have the folks for our next agenda item. So we could come back to Taft Street when Brandon joins us.
okay.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Yep. Alrighty, then we will come back to that. Our next item this evening is the enforcement order for number 111 Fitchburg Road. And can you tell us what this is all about, please, Joanne?
Sure. It came to our attention that clearing was being done on the banks of the Nashua River at the former David E. Ross building on 111 Fitchburg Road. And I subsequently learned that the building was in the process of being sold to new owners. And I spoke with both David Ross and the new owners. And clearing had indeed been done more as a landscape sort of cleanup without any. It was an innocent act, I think, of the new owners wanting to clean up the bank of the river so that it looked better, felt safer, had easier access down to the water. And in talking with the new owner who is with us, and Boot, is Boot your first name or your last name?
Last name. Bunten is first name.
Bunten is your first name. All right. I had that backwards. My apologies.
No problem.
So Bunten is here and Bo Pa is also here. Bunten is a Buddhist monk who's purchased the David E. Ross building in order to make a temple, is my understanding, and a community center, and understands that the cleanup was in violation of the Wetlands Protection Act and is in the process of engaging Paul McManus at Ecotech to guide them through the process of restoration and whatever comes next. So Bopa and Bunten, if you want to add anything that I may have missed.
Thank you, Joanne, because with your guidance, because we are so new, we were so excited to have purchased the building that's been vacant for a long time, and our community was so excited that Venerable Woodman Thing had bought the building. So we knew that it was in the wetland with the conservation, but at the time we didn't know where. So we did make a little stair go down to the bank, from the bank go down to the river, because one of our member have slip and fall. So our conscience was, if we own this part, we thought that we owned, part of the wetland going down half of the river. That's what's shown on the map. So we just quickly decided to make some stair going down and trying to cut all the what do you call it? The I forgot the little shrubs that the poison ivy, because some of our members also have that. So we trying to clean up, thing in good faith, like, oh, this is our land, this is our property, we own it. We were so excited, but we didn't know who to contact at the time, and we knew that we were wrong, but we just didn't know how wrong until it happened. And then when Joanne contacted, we was like feel relief, but the whole time we were scared. Like, we don't know, but we had worked with Joanne, and we have retained Ecotech, work with Paul to help us and to guide us to do the replanting and the restorations, to make it safe and better, and to help the environment, and trying to keep it as natural as the way it was before. So we are ready to do that, and we already retained with Paul McManus. He's gonna come out next week. Gonna meeting with Joanne too, and gonna walk through the site and then to see like what we need to replant and to restore it back to where it was, maybe not, but we try.
Yeah.
Lakun, do you have anything to add onto it?
First,
Yes.
I'd like to
Okay.
to welcome you to the community, and
Oh, thank you.
Didn't mean to
you.
interrupt you. We're glad that you're here.
Thank
So,
you, sir.
Yes, Bhutan, you have
Thank-
something to add?
Yeah, thank you, sir, and thank you all members in the meeting. I'm very, very excited to be here in Ayer as I try to spend my time for 2 years to look for the place. And we found many places in New York upstate. But from June 2020, I came to Lowell, just a month, and I found the place. We decided within a month from 18 August to 18 July to 18 August, we got this. I completely sorry about the violation, but I am committed to restore because we did it unknowingly. We knew there is a wetland protection, but we do not know how can we adjust to make that place be a place called a holy place and a religious place. And because of I myself, I used to stay in forest. I born in forest in Cambodia. I do love forest, but the way we take care of the forest is not like the way the law here. Because in Cambodia, if we love, we protect in our own way. So now we come to Asia, we learn a lot. And apart from restoration of the place we are here, I keep creating awareness to my followers who coming here. Ask them to be part of our monastery and feel belonging to this area, and also keep in their own heart, Asia is our own city. We have to work our best to contribute to our small and beautiful city. So I thank you very much that you all accept us, though we have a mistake. And I feel that you all welcome us unconditionally. So we feel very happy and we feel relief when we create a mistake and we sleep in fear, but no more fear when we meet all of you. And thank you very much, and we will keep working, and I will keep the monastery open. Anything in this area, I will open my heart and I encourage my followers to help. So if anything we can contribute to our small city, please don't hesitate. The monastery door is open and my heart is completely open. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Joanne, you're going to go out with Mr. McManus and take a look and come up
Yes.
with a plan?
Yep, I spoke with Paul this afternoon, and we'll touch base again early in the week and then set up a time. He's given a proposal for his services to include really an assessment of the situation, and then a plan for how to move forward. Since he hasn't seen it yet, he's a little bit out of the loop, I guess.
Well,
But
this feels like a good start,
yes, very much so.
and it's a pleasure to meet both of you, and
Thank you, sir.
we're glad that you're here and you're going to take care of the problem.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we should shall we continue this until our next meeting, and you guys can go out there and take a look and come up with a plan?
Yes, so this is just a public meeting, not a public hearing, so we could just make it an agenda item for the next meeting and have an update.
Okay, very good.
Joanne, it's safe to say that all activity has ceased.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Just wanted to
Yep,
make
I
sure that there's,
yes,
that
I
there's
had,
no other activity going on.
yeah, there's no more clearing going on. I had a very nice afternoon visit with Bunten and Bopa and a lot of other members of the community, and everyone completely understands the situation, and so there is no more clearing activity. Everything has just come to a stop.
Okay, great, thank you.
And what are the specific requirements in the enforcement order?
Specific requirements are for cease and desist all activities affecting the buffer zone or resource areas. Resource area alterations resulting from activity shall be corrected and the resource areas returned to their original condition. And a restoration plan will be filed by September 24th, and that's what Paul is going to be working on. And then I also checked notice of intent should be submitted, but I think that depends on the level of work that's proposed going forward, and mostly around the staircase. So right now the staircase is cut into the banking, and when I spoke with DEP about this, they said they would prefer to see a staircase that rests on the banking rather than be cut in to the banking, and that would be a notice of intent probably.
Okay.
So I issued the enforcement order under my own name and as a friendly enforcement order. So one of the steps the commission could take would be to ratify this enforcement order. But I would suggest holding off on that until we hear from Paul. But it, of course, is up to the commission what you want to do.
How do you feel about that, George?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mark? How do you feel about that, Mark?
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Ben?
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. Yeah. Jess?
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well.
And we think we'll have this at next meeting, we're saying, correct?
Well, we'll have some communication with Paul for the next meeting.
Okay,
And then the restoration plan is due the following meeting, the 24th.
all right. Yeah, no, timing wise, that's okay then. I'm okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All right, so we can get this on the agenda for next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you both.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jan.
thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So our next item this evening. Oh, is Brendan here yet?
No.
Okay. So we'll just come back to him if he shows up. Our next item this evening is the public hearing, continued notice of intent number 6, Shaker Road, DEP file number 100-0446. And we have any additional information on that? Bob?
The only additional information that Neil Gorman asked me to pass along was that the planning board approved the changes to the stormwater management permit that we discussed a little bit at our site walk, and that Neil had gone through Mark Wetzel's comments about including this lot in the overall development, where it was kind of presented separately. Now it's very much of a piece, and Neil and I went back and forth with some edits to the special conditions, and I've got the order all ready to sign.
Any discussion from commissioners or otherwise?
None here.
Sounds good. So, was there a motion to approve the order of conditions at number 6 Shaker Road, DEP file number 100-0446?
So moved.
Second?
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. So we'll close.
All right.
I'm sorry?
Said, all right.
All right. So we can close this out then? Is that? So
Yes.
motion to close the public hearing on lot 6 Shaker Road, DEP file number 100-0446.
So moved.
Second?
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. The next item this evening is the public hearing, continued notice of intent on Sandy Pond Air Tap Row, New England Power Company, DEP file number 100-0448. And Allison, how are you this evening?
Good evening. I'm well. How are you, Mr. Schmallenberger?
I'm good, thank you. That was well done. Not too many people. Wow, good for you. You have some additional information for us this evening, is that correct?
That's correct. Joanne provided a draft order of conditions, which I've reviewed, and her and I have discussed this morning some requested edits to the special conditions. So there are several that I'd like to review with the commission. And Joanne, please let me know how best you want to proceed, if you want to go through each one of these, or if there's just certain ones you want me to discuss with the commission tonight.
I think it would be really useful to have you go through all of them.
Okay, just the ones we had comments on.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Okay, so special condition, I'll go in order of their listing. The first one that we would like to request changes, or perhaps not include if possible, is condition number 3. This states the order shall apply to any successors in interest or successors in control and shall survive the issuance of the certificate of compliance. And then there's a statement here, an affidavit for any buyer or seller that may purchase property along the project, the affidavit will be in perpetuity with these conditions. So there are a couple items I'd like to bring up, and that's the transmission line right-of-way is utility right-of-way, and it crosses multiple parcels, many of which are not owned by the utility company. They have like a legal easement. The rights are basically for them to enter and maintain their existing utility facilities. The landowner thereafter has rights to use their property as how best they see fit for the use. The putting the condition on the multiple parcels that aren't necessarily owned by the applicant is problematic. And again, also the fact that New England Power does have rights to conduct maintenance and emergency work, not necessarily always requiring approval from the commission in order to complete those activities. That's, this is referenced under 310 CMR 10 for the utility exemption, which is mentioned in this specific condition. And also that sometimes the work has to occur under emergency, and then the permitting process will occur soon thereafter in order to close the legal loop on if emergency work has to happen after a storm or something of that nature. So I'm asking if we could consider perhaps refining the language within this, or if the commission would be amenable to perhaps striking this altogether, considering the fact that the applicant does not own the properties in continuity along the entire project right away.
Okay. So what else do you have? Okay.
Again, similar in fashion is number 4, where conditions extend in perpetuity. That in it references future tenants. Again, the applicant does not own many of the parcels, so I would request that that at least we would be able to strike the in perpetuity clause from this condition, or just make it specific that the condition is referenced just for the specific project activities under the notice of intent.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. The next one is number 11. This references the use of pumps, generators, or other stationary equipment containing fuel, oil, or hydraulic fluid. Unfortunately, this condition is problematic in the fact that pumps are used in the process of the geotechnical activities. There is a pump that's existing on the water truck that is used to move the water from the truck through a tube to the drilling rig, and also within the rig there is another pump that is used to circulate the drilling water. It is a contained system, so I don't want the commission to think that we're pumping into the wetland or the buffer zone, but it does circulate as the drilling activities are happening. And there's basically a drill cutting box which contains that liquid, but it's used as a cooling mechanism as the boring is happening through the rock material.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is number 17, which requires the wetland boundaries be marked with biodegradable flags. And there's a kind of confusing statement about degradable, photodegradable, oxo-degradable are not acceptable. I'm requesting, if it be okay, that we just say that wetland boundaries shall be clearly marked and will be maintained for the duration of the project until the order of conditions is issued, or excuse me, the certificate of compliance is issued.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
17D, that requires all erosion and sediment control measures be installed for inspection and approval by the commission or its agent. Due to the temporary nature of this work and the fact that they are moving from boring location to boring location, they will have straw wattles with them, and they will be placed where necessary immediately around the borehole. And also, if we do have any inadvertent soil disturbance from perhaps moving machinery from location to location, we will have those controls installed at that time. But our NOI plans don't specifically detail where those will be placed, and they're usually just dependent on site conditions when these activities are occurring. So I'm requesting that we be allowed to install as necessary. And I've also mentioned that in the past, we've invited commission members or the agent to come out and see the work set up. Maybe for the first time we are setting up in a wetland or buffer zone, just to, if that would suffice as an approval process, just for a level of comfort from everybody in the commission.
Okay.
17F, the approved limits of work on the plan shall be survey located and approved by commissioner agent. We're requesting that that be not included, since we will not be doing land survey before the geotechnical investigation work. The limits of work are defined by on the NOI plans as where they will be mowing or operating equipment. but not necessarily to the level of survey detail is usually necessary for this type of activity.
Anything else?
Yes, condition number 21, it requires that resource areas and buffer zones within designated work area not used for overnight parking of vehicles. Due to the nature of this work, the drill rig will be set up within buffer zones and wetland resource areas. Not always will they be able to complete a boring in those locations within one workday. They may have to continue into the next business morning. So we're requesting that, excuse me, we be allowed to keep some equipment in those areas overnight with the condition that we use a secondary containment, such as plastic pools or sleds placed under the equipment when we are leaving them within buffer zones or wetland resource areas.
Okay.
22A requires minimum required erosional control barriers for compost, filter stock wattle, again, to be inspected. We're just asking that we be allowed to have a site visit from the agent or a member of the commission to come out and view the work when we're set up the first time, and therefore not have to forego the 7-day requirement. And that also includes 22B.
Okay.
22K, which states exposed soil shall be stabilized with the use of annual oats or other approved species. Due to the minor nature of the disturbance associated with the soil boring activities, typically 4 to 6 inch diameter hole in the ground, we typically stabilize just with straw mulch. We will continue to monitor to make sure that the vegetation, the native seed stock does come back in those locations. We'd ask for that approval, please, instead of using annual oats.
Okay.
Also 30B and C references the requirement to have a certification by a professional engineer registered with the state of Massachusetts. I'd like just to mention that our plans don't go to the level of professional engineering. They aren't stamped. We typically ask for a waiver from the requirement to have a statement from a professional engineer, and as well as a stamped as-built plan. Thank you. And lastly, one more, thank you. Special conditions 32 through 42. These are all in perpetuity conditions. And again, I'd just like to reference the fact that the applicant does not own all parcels crossed by the project. We can adhere to these except for the pumps generators, number 35, for the duration of the project. And I ask that please be allowed and we strike the in perpetuity and make the statements that these will be adhered to during the duration of the project until the certificate of compliance is issued.
All right. Well, thank you. Joanne, you have comments about these changes?
I think it's reasonable what Allison is asking for, given the nature of this project. It really is not addressed by our current special condition lineup, and I think she and I talked at length this morning about changing the language in some of the conditions, which I was comfortable with, but where she's proposing to strike a number of the conditions. I thought that, oh, here comes the cat. I thought that it would be best for, oh, she's going to drink my water. That's nice. It would be best for you all to weigh in on this.
You have comments, George?
I'm okay with everything. The only one was on 11, about the pumps, generators, and equipment. We have in there that it could be placed with written approval of the commission, agent, or consultant. We could just change that to say that the equipment can be placed subject to inspection and approval by the agent. You just do that on the first site.
Yep. You okay with that, Allison?
Yes, so are you proposing that we would place the containment device, the plastic splatter pool underneath the drill rig and have Joanne come out and approve that setup before we do our first overnight staging of equipment in buffer zone and wetland? Or would this be a ongoing requirement to have Joanne come out in the
No,
evening and approve it?
For number 11, it's just the placing of the equipment. So Joanne will come out to the first setup and inspect it and approve it.
Okay, no, I think that's reasonable. Thank you.
How about you, Mark?
So
Mark, how do you feel?
I'm going to abstain from any of this, John.
Okay, very good. Jen, do you have comments?
I think these all seem like reasonable changes. I'm fine with them, with George's comments.
Jess?
I'm okay with them as well. And Mark, I don't think you're abstaining. I think you're recused.
Is it? Thank you.
I think you're recused, right?
Thank you for correcting my English. I totally appreciate that. I guess the only thing I would say, though, John, and I expressed this to Joanne, we probably do need to modify our special conditions for these types of situations.
Thank you, Jen.
So I think that might be something we could put on our year ahead goals, Joanne.
Oh, yes, and in fact, it's on office updates, so more on that later. Yeah, the special conditions is the bane of my existence, really. This is, and a project like this just shines a spotlight on it. So yes, let's fix that.
Any other comments, discussion from anyone?
If I know I'm running out of time, but do you mind if I have 30 seconds just to show that a minor change that we observed on Tuesday? I did a site walk with the contractor. They've awarded the project, and I would, since we're all here, I thought maybe I could share that with you and see if there are any concerns with it.
Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
May I share my screen?
That's a good question. I don't know that our tech person is, let me see if I can reach someone. I know I can share my screen. I'm not sure. You can try it, and if it works.
It says it's disabled.
Okay.
I'll just describe it, and then Joanne, what I can do, I just had the maps updated late this afternoon, so I can get them over to you, and if we need to discuss it further, we can. But
Okay.
at one of the locations, we identified there's some guy wires that are kind of down at an angle, and we had originally proposed that the typical workspace around the borings. It's borings at both structures too. Those are in buffer zone. We identified a need to do a little bit more mowing in order for the equipment to get around the guy wires to access one of the boring locations. So a little bit of that mowing area at the K137 structure 2 will encroach within the 25-foot buffer, which was not originally identified at that location. So I was hoping that I just wanted to introduce that to the commission and see if there were any comments or concerns with that change.
Anyone have a problem with that?
No.
Additional work?
Uh,
Nope. Okay. All right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for sharing it. So is there a motion? Is there any other discussion before I go further from anyone?
The only thing I would say is that Allison, you and I should touch base on Monday just to go through this again to make sure that what I'm going to send you is going to fit your needs.
Okay, that's a great idea. Thank you.
All right.
So is there a motion to approve the order of conditions as amended?
so moved.
Second?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're abstaining. George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. So we will continue this. Well, you'll be in touch on Monday to iron things out.
Yep.
Okay.
Should
And
we-
we'll aim to sign next time.
Okay, very good.
And Jess, just for the record, yes, I abstained.
Sorry if I jumped in. I was really excited.
Allison, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
evening.
it. Thank you.
We should continue then to,
Yeah, the motion to continue until the notice of intent or the order of conditions until September 10th, DEP file number 100-0448.
So moved.
Second?
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
aye.
Chairman votes aye. All righty. We do not have Brendan yet.
We
let's
still
move
don't
on.
have a Brandon. Nope.
Our next item this evening is a request for extension, order of conditions, Pleasant Street Extension, Riley Jane Farm, DEP file number 100-0415. Mr. Moore, how are you this evening, sir?
Good evening, see all you folks. Thank you very much. All doing good. I'm here representing CJ. He's out of the state right now on business, so he asked me to stand in for him.
All right. So this order is the order that was issued to Onyx Corporation to try to address the complications of other orders that existed at the time. Some overcutting was done on one of the Trevor Trail lots, requiring replication on yet another lot. And this all happened before I arrived, and I more or less understand the order of things. Onyx is coming back to finish up the paving, the final paving of the end of Pleasant Street to Trevor Trail and including Trevor Trail, ahead of hopefully getting the road accepted at Fall Town Meeting. So as part of that road work, the replication area way down the hill on lot 6 needs to be completed. So this order 0415 expires in November, and CJ was just not leaving it to the last minute and asked that we extend it so they didn't run out of time getting the work done.
Extend it until when?
It's a 3-year extension, and so I extended it to 11/14/23.
That should be enough time.
I hope so.
Any discussion?
Do we need to extend it that far?
Say again?
Do we need to extend it that far? The letter I'm reading, it says it should be completed next year.
Well, we have that time period for a replication area to be confirmed.
See if they take.
Yeah.
Yep, which is two growing seasons.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And I can share my screen to show you the erosion controls that have been set up around the replication area. Let's see. So this is way down the hill. And the stakes are about 10 feet apart, so that gives you some idea of the scale of this replication area.
And that's going to just be planted?
Yes.
That's the reference.
Yep. There's a planting plan that exists for this. CJ mowed down at the bottom of the field here so that they can get the erosion controls in the other day. And I have asked the project manager from Onyx to make an adjustment to the wattles are put in one on top of the other, where one roll ends and the next one begins. And that leaves a hole underneath. So I've asked him to rearrange them so they overlap next to each other, but in the same plane. And he said he would.
Got about a minute left on this.
Okay. Any other comments or discussion about the about this item? No. Is there a motion to grant the request for extension of orders of conditions at Pleasant Street Extension, Riley Jane Farm, DEP, file number 100-0415 until 11/14/23?
So moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. All righty. Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Take care and be safe.
Yeah, you take care, man.
Sheriff, I'm signing off.
Bye, Calvin.
Still no Brendan?
No, Brandon.
Was he going to come tonight?
I'm 99.7% sure I sent him the Zoom information, and I think on our site walk, we said we'd be taking this up at our next meeting.
He said he would see us then,
Yep.
or now.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, things happen.
Yeah. So shall we close this out until next time? Is there a motion to continue the public hearing, 0 Taft Street, no DEP file number yet, until September 10th?
So moved.
Second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. We shall continue until the 10th of September. We have, before we go on, we have 2 people on the line. Just curious if they would like to make a comment. We have Rachel Kozera, if I'm saying that correctly, and David Bedurtha. Do you have anything for us?
Well, this is David. I have something that's not related to what's on the agenda, but as a public input, if I could ask.
If you can do it quickly.
Sure can. I was just, I believe you saw an email from me earlier this week, but what I was requesting is the commission actually ratify the tickets for the owner of Zero Central Ave because of the continuing parking in the resource and buffer area. And at the last meeting, he said he would stop that, but he has not. As of the picture sent to the commission, there's still 7 cars being parked either in the resource area or in the buffer zone. And he made it clear that he would stop that. And I think that until that stops, that those tickets that are being issued in for the violation order should actually be ratified because, and not given relief because he can stop this and he will not. And that's my comment.
Anything else?
Not for me.
All righty. Well, thank you, David, for your comments. Appreciate it. And Rachel Kozera, is there something you would like to share with us? Okay. Then we have an action item to discuss the status of moving forward with applications during the pandemic state of emergency. Would you like to go through these for us, please, Joanne?
Yes, we're still waiting for the surveying work for the notice of intent at 1 Bishop Road, and I think I've got to give them a call and see where they are with that. This has been hanging around for a while. The RDA for vegetation management plan on behalf of the T is going to be, now I'm not going to remember, I think in 2 meetings. I spoke with the engineer consultant who's working on that project on behalf of the MBTA, and it's a really interesting undertaking. I know it's something the commission has seen in the past, but it seems like there's more information available. I believe I emailed you a way to see a presentation that the agents organization were shown. Even if you just flip through the slides rather than listening to the whole presentation, I think it'll give you a very good idea of how they're approaching this. I think we need to ask them for a map at a different scale so we can actually see what they're proposing along the tracks in Ayer, which I can't really tell from the maps that they sent us. We received a notice of intent from the DPW for all kinds of improvements in Groton Shirley Road, including sewer, water, and fairly passive stormwater management. So that will be coming up at our next meeting. And I really thought a resident on Groton Shirley Road was going to get us an RDA for a swimming pool, but I have yet to see that, so we may or may not see that coming up. We also have a stack of certificate of compliance requests from the developer at Pingree Hill. And I was in conversation with Deshang, the environmental monitor for that project, by email, and they're really getting close to the end of that development. And so figuring out a way for the commission to deal with these requests for certificate of compliance would be good. And if we can do it all in one fell swoop, that would be even better. The last request for COC that we had from a new buyer up there, the developer actually did execute the affidavit. So that process exists now where it didn't seem to exist before. And that may be our way forward through the other 9 or 10 now certificates of compliance. So we may want to do a site walk and get a whole bunch of them, and then block out a section of a meeting to just get those off my desk. So that's the state of applications.
All right. Conservation Office updates.
Well, as Mark so astutely pointed out, we have a problem with our special conditions, and they're so cumbersome. There's so many of them. I feel like we're asking far too much of folks to You know, we just saw Allison go through a bunch of them that don't apply to that very, very specific project. But I would love to block out a day or two of time and start all over again. Come up with a draft of something that's reasonable, something that our applicants will read, and something that we can keep track of. You know, having 42 special conditions on a project is, I suppose in an ideal world, somebody could keep track of all of that, but I think we need to take a good hard look at it and try to figure out a different way to approach this. And I'd love to know what you all think.
As I was reading through those, Joanne, I guess some of them, as I saw, I did see some repetition and such. So I guess my thoughts would be if you were to go ahead and try to do some abbreviation, possibly, or streamlining, let's say, you know, there might be a number of those conditions that basically can be spelled out once and said that these are pre, post, and in perpetuity conditions that will exist for this project. But at the same time, I think a lot of those things, many of those are items that we're probably going to end up showing up in our regulations. So does that possibly allow us, if we go through with the regulation, be able to do those, get those passed through, and then essentially our special conditions may be extremely project specific to say, you know, you'll, you know, abide by our regulations, and in addition, blah, 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 you know, there's these 3 other items that we need on this project. Because in reading those, that was the one thing that kind of came to mind to me, is that so many of them look like things that we had wanted in our regulations, I think, as we had discussed before.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a sort of a 2-pronged approach, right?
Yeah. Yep. Anybody else?
You know, I think it's good to streamline, and I think if you go through and really are streamlining and tightening it up, that would also be helpful for when we do eventually have time to work on regulations. It sort of cross feed, so.
Yeah, and it would be an interesting exercise, I think, to go through the special conditions and see, as Mark says, which ones of them actually rise to the level of a regulation. Kind of have 2 piles.
Yeah, to me, it really, you know, after going through all the regulation stuff that I did, you know, the spreadsheet, and then passing along sort of that draft, so much of that stuff just, you know, essentially was repetitious to me. It's very, very close to a lot of the things I think we all were looking for. So, yeah, I think it could be extremely streamlined if there was a way, as Jess said, that we could maybe progress some of the regulations, you know, and at the same time, maybe just in the interim, you know, again, looking for just some of that duplication, Joanne, maybe would be helpful.
Yeah.
Knowing that we'll probably end up seeing a number of other utility type requests, maybe at least a simple modification that identifies, you know, for utility, you know, for utility projects, the following do not apply, and just list them out and be done with it. You know, that way you're not doing a massive rewrite, but just a quick sentence.
Yep.
Help streamline that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
When do you want to do that, Joanne?
Yeah, 3 working Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Like 6 working days. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm free from 1 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. most days. This is, I'm just going to have to find time to do this, and we'll have to put something else off, because this is, you know, every time we have to do an order of conditions, there's the special conditions again. And yeah, soon. I don't know. I don't know when, but pretty soon.
Well, if I can
This
be,
fall.
if I can be part of that and help you in any way, I'd certainly like to do that.
All right, good. Thank you.
Yeah, and a lot of these were added as we went along because we had a problem on a particular project. So,
Playing
it's a good
catch up.
question. I can probably help you with the history of why it's there.
Yep. Well, and that would be good to know, really. It does seem a lot like a snowball, you know, that probably down in the middle there's the essence, and all this other stuff has just been added on. So now it's just so cumbersome. And I know I don't try to enforce 45 special conditions. It's just not. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
All right. Anything else you have for us?
Let's see, a couple of other things. I have an appointment a week from tomorrow with the resident at 21 Oak Ridge Drive to discuss the project they've undertaken in their yard along the edge of Flanagan Pond. So that's very good.
Yeah. I saw the letter or the email from them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to think there's an issue.
Well, and I was really pleased that they contacted me. I tried to write a friendly violation letter to them, and just assuming that they didn't know, and they didn't.
Yep.
So I will try to bring their desires and our needs together to exist in the same place. I finally finished a little administrative thing with MACC, and now you all have access to the electronic handbook, which is such a great resource. I was reading about riverfront area in it this afternoon, and it really, if you haven't spent, and Jen, especially for you, if you haven't spent any time in this electronic handbook, it really is marvelous. And so, for instance, the Nashua River situation at 111 Fitchburg Road is really my first foray into actual riverfront work. And so getting all the vocabulary straight and understanding how riverfront came to be and how it ended up in the regulations, it's the handbook is beautifully written, it's searchable, it's I can't recommend it enough. Yeah, so that's it for office updates.
Any member updates?
I would just say, I suppose we should address Mr. Bedertha's suggestion on ratifying the tickets. I personally wouldn't be in favor of doing that at this time, since nobody here is nobody's present representing Mr. Hillier.
Right, and we told him that we were not going to, I believe. So I hate to do that.
The other thing is, I actually don't recall him saying he would stop parking in that area.
I thought he was fairly adamant that he was going to continue
right.
park there, that it was his right to do so, but.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, David, please.
I will send you the timestamp. He actually says it twice, And I thought that that might have been in my email, but he stated very clearly to the attorney that he would not be parking in the buffer zone. So I will send that timestamp if it was not in my original email.
I think the issue there, David, is that he said he wasn't parking in the buffer zone, but he was planning to continue the parking he's doing. I think we are still in the process of clarifying to him that where he is parking right now is in the buffer zone. And that is in process. So I just ask you to be patient with us.
No, I accept that. It's, I think it is very clear to him where the buffer zone is. But the fact that in that picture, one of the cars is almost on top of the sill fencing, he probably should be aware that those two cars must be in the buffer because they're almost inside of the sill fencing. But I will accept because he does tend to use that to his advantage. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, David. Anything else? We have time.
Wow, look at that.
Thank goodness. Well, maybe when we get to October, we've cleared off a few things. We should try to, segregate a couple meetings, just to work on, say, the regulations.
Yeah. We're not going to get to them otherwise.
For what?
I say if we don't block out time, we're not going to get to them. I fear.
Well, so why don't do you want to say, let's reserve the first meeting in October?
Actually, we have the Zero Central Avenue thing coming up on September 24th. So we could block off the October meeting with the caveat that if we needed to do something at that first meeting for Zero Central Avenue, we do.
Well, we could block off half of that meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
So blocking off half that meeting to discuss regulations?
Yeah.
So I know George had sent out a request about some regulations. I think I finally forwarded to you folks sort of a long document with regards to regulations. I don't know if anybody's even taken a chance to review that. Again, I know it's very long and all, but any thoughts on any of that? Does anybody have any comments, feedback, whatever?
Wasn't ready to comment at tonight's meeting. I'd have to review again.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandemic time, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand. Maybe take a look at that and maybe carve out a few of them that, again, I believe the way I structured it, it should be clear if you check the email. Somehow or another, I identified the ones that we were all pretty much in favor of.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have the ability to look through those and again, clearly say, okay, here's 5 or half a dozen or whatever that, we should be able to quickly discuss and say, yep, let's do it, right?
Well, and if we do that in conjunction with my going through the special conditions and sort of teasing out what maybe belongs on the regulation side, aiming for that first meeting in October will give me some time to take a run at that too.
Sounds good.
Are we all done?
Mhm.
Motion to
Yeah.
adjourn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we should all just go home.
Actually, I just wanted to, I don't know if anybody saw it, but I did see Rachel. She said she had some issues with her microphone, so she was just calling in to kind of hear what was going on. So, Rachel, I think she was on chat. If you guys hit chat.
Oh,
Well, it looks like her microphone is muted.
Yeah,
Let's
she
see.
tried. I saw it come off mute, but I think she said she was having issues with it. So,
Oh,
so how
Welcome
would
to here.
oh, Jen, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that you had responded to her. So,
It's exciting
Well,
to
and
meet people.
yeah, well, and Rachel, you can always give me a call at the office anytime, and I'm happy to talk about all things conservation.
It's true.
all right. Your motion to adjourn?
So moved.
second.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Yes?
I
Chairman votes aye. Thank you very much.